Hi everyone, I am making this video for all of you. I've had several emails from students concerned about the fact that when you take the quiz, when you retake it, that everything's not in the same order. So it's hard to make a good score on the second effort whenever everything's in a different order. Well, I met with one of your classmates last week for a little bit over an hour, and we went over what is the best way to study and use your time so that you'll do well on the exams, because the exams in Bio 163, of course, they count 60% of your grade. So if you can do well on the exams, then you're going to pass the class. I mean, just by, how the math works out. So what do you do to study for the exams? Well, if you go to, let's just say, the first chapter. Okay, so Introduction to the Human Body. I've clicked on the first chapter. Now, there are slides that you can look at. And then if you scroll all the way down, there are recorded lectures that you can watch. Now, this is myself going over the slides with you. In the case of Chapter 1, Introduction to the Human Body, I didn't start with slide number 1. I started with the slides that introduced material that I'm pretty sure you may not have ever seen before, and you needed to hear the words and how they're pronounced. So I started with the body systems, and I went all the way to the end of the slides. Now, the recorded lectures, some students like them, some students find them useful, some don't. So they are there for you to use. But the other thing is, okay, the first thing you have to do that's due by August 27th is this quiz. So when we click on this link, it takes us to mastering. We go into mastering. And some of you are probably just doing the quiz. Well, that may not be the best way to help you do well on the quiz. I have posted some things that are not graded, but that are still very helpful. So if you look here up at the top, these dynamic study modules it's basically the textbook, but what they've done is they give you a pretest. So they only give you information on the topics that you don't know. So you kind of skip through information that you already are familiar with or that you already know. So now you can come over here on the left and read the entire chapter 1. You can click on the Pearson e-text and read the whole chapter. Or you can just not read the chapter and then click on the chapter 1 module sections 1.1 through 1.4, which is the first half of chapter 1. And I'm going to do it in student view so you can see how it comes up. And this is going to help you learn the information you need to do well on the quizzes. You can't just start taking a quiz and you've never read any information on it. I mean, I don't expect you to know information when you've never had a lecture, or you've never read about it or anything like that. So the first question says, which organ system has the function of providing support, protecting tissues, storing minerals, and forming blood cells? And I did not write these questions. I know storing is misspelled. That E should be gone. But anyway, is it the integumentary system, which is the skin? Is it the nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord? Is it muscular? Is it skeletal? Or I don't know yet. Now, of course, I don't always know the answers, but I know the answer to this one. But I'm just going to guess, okay? I'm going to guess that it's the muscular system. And then it says click once if you're unsure and click twice if you're sure. Well, I'm definitely unsure. So now I'm going to hit submit. Well, it says hit continue. Now I'm going to hit submit. And it says you were unsure and incorrect. I'm going to go to the next question. Respiratory physiology is an example of blank. Is it pathology, systemic physiology, cell physiology, special physiology, or I don't know yet? So I'm going to guess that it is systemic physiology. I'm going to keep saying I'm unsure. And in that particular example, I was unsure, but I was also correct. Which of the following terms derived from Greek and means a cutting open? So for this one, I am going to choose the answer that I know is incorrect. Cytology is the study of cells. I was incorrect. All right, production of blood cells is a function of the blank. And I know that the bone marrow produces the blood cells. So I'm going to choose the skeletal system, and I am sure of that one. And then the fact that a molecule's specialized shape determines its function is an example of which level of organization? A molecule's specialized shape. So molecules are chemicals. So I'm going to click chemical, but I'm not really sure. So I'm going to stay unsure that I was correct. But the program looks at it a little bit differently when you're unsure about a question, even if you get it correct. They still look at it as if you're not 100%, you're not really confident with that topic. The cornerstone of human physiology is which of the following? The cornerstone of human physiology. Well, we learn about body systems, so I bet it is systemic physiology, but I'm not sure, and I was not correct. What is the smallest living unit in the body? The smallest living unit in the body is the cell, and I am sure about that. Okay, now I'm going to go a little bit faster. To generate energy efficiently, most cells require which of the following? And I'm literally just guessing at all of these now. Which organ system has the function? Oh, okay, this is reviewing the first 6 questions. This is the whole point of it. It's not going to take you, if you look up here at the top, this is in green is what you've just done, and then in white is what you've got left to do. So it's going to go back on the questions that you weren't sure about and that you were incorrect on, and then it's even going to review you a little bit with the ones that you were unsure about that you got correct. So which organ system has the function of providing support, protecting tissues, storing minerals, and forming blood cells? And the correct answer is the skeletal system. But watch this. What you need to know. And it reviews you only on the portion of the chapter that gives you that information that you need to know. So you do that, and then you go to next. So it's giving you a pretest, and then it's reviewing you on topics that you need to review, and you're skipping the parts that you don't need to review. So it's a little bit of a time saver. When you get through with doing the dynamic study modules, you should be ready to take your quiz on chapter 1 on introduction to human body systems. And that's when you're going to click on, this is the quiz, and you're going to take it. And I'm just going to tell you this instead of going through the whole thing. All right. So, and you don't have this option. This is just me. You can't print view with answers. That would be nice, right? But it tells you, or it lets you go through and take the quiz. There's a lot of questions on the quiz, but the good thing is I pull the exam questions from the quiz questions. So that will help you when you get to the exam because they are word for word. Almost the entire exam is going to come from these quiz questions. So let's say you've taken the quiz, you're done, and it's going back and it's showing you how you did. Well, you can come pull up another window, leave your old quiz open, and take a new quiz while the old quiz is open. and that will save you a little bit of time. If you don't know the answer after you have studied you see what I mean? Like you can, well, okay, let me go in the way that you're used to seeing. Um, okay, you're used to going in through your class, so we'll do that. Go in through your class. The point is you can open more than one page and you can use your old quiz to refer back to when you take the quiz for a second time. You can take the quiz up to 5 times. The more you take it, the better. Okay, I'm going to Introduction to the Human Body, and I'm just going to click on the quiz. And then, of course, I have to go into my mastering and find the quiz. But I can open the quiz in 2 different pages. And yes, the answers come up in a different order. The answers come up in a different order, but they're the same choices. So the point is for you to learn what the answer is, not for you to learn the A, B, C, D answer. It's for you to learn what the actual answer is. So you pull this quiz up, you start taking this quiz while you have the other one up. So I've got this page is the old quiz, student view, and I can make this even smaller. I was supposed to make it smaller. Okay, I can scoot this over, and then I can pull up this page, student view, and so I've got both these pages. It's not showing that well for me, but the point is that you can open both pages at the same time, and you can compare the quiz that you just did with the quiz that you are currently taking. Now, another thing you can do is you can send me an email. If you can't find the answer and you don't understand the answer, that's what I'm here for. So just email me and say, I don't understand this question. You can take a screenshot and send me, like, okay, let's say you're in the quiz. You're taking the quiz, you start with the first question, and once you click on that first question, then you can keep on hitting next and going from question to question. But let's say you didn't understand this question. Mine has already been answered. Let's say you didn't understand it. So you hit print screen, control print screen, and then you can come in here and you can send me an email. And you can paste that screen onto the email. So I'm just going to send the email to myself. Here we go. Going kind of slow. Here we go. All right, so here's my name. My subject is quiz 1 or human body quiz or whatever. Make sure if you're sending this to me that you put something to let me know what class you're in. So like if you just put 163, I'll know you're in bio 163. Now I'm just going to paste that screen I just printed. And then I'm going to come down below that and I'm going to say, look, I don't understand this one, you know, and I'll email you back. I mean, I check my emails all the time. So I hope that this has helped you. If it hasn't helped you,